We are dealing with separation techniques. So you know what is the need of separation techniques. To get the purified or pure substances, we have to remove the impure substances, so that we are going for separating techniques. So far we have learned about some separating techniques such as sieving, hand picking, winnowing, filtration. These are all the some of the separation techniques we have learned. So, can you remember what is winnowing? Separating using bend. What is hand picking? Separating using a hand. Then sieving using a sieve. Filtration using some filter paper or some other filters we separate. Now, in today's class also we are going to learn about some of the separation techniques. In today's separation techniques are evaporation, crystallization, magnetic separation, and one more is sublimation. Like hand picking, winnowing, filtration, etc. This is also separation techniques. We can see one by one what is this techniques. What is evaporation? When evaporation takes place. Yeah, very good. When you heat or apply heat to some liquids, these liquids change to vapor state, that is called evaporation. Actually, what happens in evaporation? How separation is being performed in evaporation? Lesson. You are getting salt, right? Every day for cooking, our mother uses salt. And from where we get the salt? From sea water. What they do is, they collect some sea water and separate them. Now, the sea water has salt content. What happens means, when this water is allowed to have some days in sun, heavy sun, this liquid will evaporate and salt will be collected back. When all the liquids evaporates, the salt is collected in the dish in which we take the sea water. This is an example for evaporation. Now the salt is separated from the sea water. So it is a separation technique. It's a type of separation technique. That is nothing but called evaporation. Many examples we can say. Consider you are having some rice or sand or something. Unfortunately, you have put it in the water. What you can do? You take the mixture, keep it in the stove, switch on. The water will evaporate and the sand will settle down in the bottom after all the water is evaporated. That is evaporation. Then the next one is crystallization. What do you know about this word? Crystal. Crystal. Crystal is a solid which will be having a geometric shape. That is nothing but crystals. Like if for example, you can say when you see sugar, it's a crystal. That's a solid. So crystallization means it's a method of separation and purification. Consider you have sugar solution. You have water. You add some crystals of sugar. Now what happens? What happens? It will become a solution, right? The sugar will get mixed with the water and it will be a sugar solution. Now, it is a sugar solution. The sugar has dissolved and it is a sugar solution. Now when you apply heat to the sugar solution, what happens? Until the solution is boiling, it will be having a particular boiling point. Till it's boiling, you have to give temperature. When once it start boiling, we have to reduce the temperature. What happens means the sugar will start forming as a crystal small size. When you allow this mixture for some more time, these crystals will grow in size and we can get the sugar. So now you have separated this sugar and water, right? From the sugar solution you got the sugar and water. Now using filter paper or any filtration methods, we can separate this water and sugar. That is called crystallization. Crystals can be formed by applying heat. When a condition is there, you have to use solid solute. Sugar is a solid solute, right? Sugar is a solid. When you are putting in the water, it is dissolving. So that should be a solid solute. Understood about crystallization? Come to the next one. Magnetic separation. Do you know anything about this magnetic separation? From the name even you can say about this magnetic separation. Magnetic separation means you are going to separate using magnet. So what should be there? When you want to use this magnet, some particle should be there inside which will get attracted to the magnet, right? Without the object you cannot. When you take this magnet and go inside a rice, whether anything will stick on that? No. So when you are choosing this magnetic separation, in the mixture there should be an object which should get attracted towards the magnet. So for example, magnetic separation, you will be having sulfur powder with iron pieces. So now this iron pieces will get attracted to the magnet, right? So when you show a magnet like this, when you show a piece of magnet, all these iron pieces will go and stick on this magnet like this. So now when this all the iron pieces go and stick on the magnet, only sulfur powder you will get in the bowl. Clear how magnetic separation we are using? You have to take the mixture. The mixture should contain the substance which will get attracted to the magnet. When you choose such substances, when you bring this magnet near the mixture, all the substances which are having the capacity to stick on to the magnet, it will go and stick in the magnet. The remaining, in this example, sulfur will remain in the bowl. Now you have separated the iron pieces, iron fillings and sulfur. So it's an example for a separation technique. It's a separation technique. And the last separation technique we are going to learn is sublimation. Have you ever heard this word sublimation? You have the same in your lower classes? It's new for you. Come, we can see what is sublimation. Sublimation means changing from solid state to gaseous state. A substance which will be in solid state but it changes to gaseous state. In between it won't go to liquid state. No liquid state will be there. It will directly move to gaseous state when you apply some heat. That is nothing but called sublimation. For example, what do you say about freezing? Liquid changes to solid, that is freezing. Like that, sublimation means solid changes to gas. Now, how this sublimation is applied in separation techniques? How it is this? Why we are saying sublimation is a separation technique? Can you guess? Consider you have for this we have to take only sublime solids. Sublime solids example you can say ammonium chloride, naphthalene balls, iodine, etc. These are sublime solids. Sublime solids means it will change directly from solid state to gaseous state without undergoing into liquid state. It can change directly from solid state to gaseous state. So it is called sublime solids. So you have one sublime solid, consider ammonium chloride. It is a powder, crystal or solid. Then you add sand or sugar with this. Now you have to separate this mixture. What you have to do is you have to apply heat using burner. When you apply heat, you have to keep a funnel here. You have to close this funnel with cotton plug. Now when you apply heat, this ammonium chloride will start evaporating as gas. All the ammonium chloride will evaporate as gas, and when it is here the temperature will be high. When it is going up, the temperature will reduce. So when this temperature reduces, it will deposit here as crystals. From here it will evaporate, and when it reaches the area where there is less temperature, it will get deposited in the walls of the funnel as a crystals. So now you have separated the ammonium chloride here and the sand is in the dish. Thus the sublimation is applied in separation techniques. So clear? We have completed all the separation techniques. Come on, repeat once again. Evaporation, that is changing from liquid to gaseous state. Crystallization, forming crystals from solutions. But the solid solute should be added to the solution. Then magnetic separation using magnets. Sublimation, that is changing from solid state to directly gaseous state. This is the example for sublimation. Example for sublimation is sublimation of ammonium chloride. So you are clear about separation techniques. Then the next one is how we can choose this separation techniques. Take all our mixture, right? When you have sugar solution, it's a mixture. Sea water, it's a mixture. When you have the iron fillings and sulfur, it's a mixture. How you choose the methods? But all the separation methods you cannot apply in the single application. How you choose these methods? How we choose this separation techniques is based upon some small consideration. You can choose which technique you are going to use. The first one is physical properties such as size, shape. When you consider all this, just you can choose, say which method will suit for separating this particular mixture. Then economical. The method we choose should be economical. If you choose a method which is too costly, it will be last for us. So when you choose a separation technique, it should be economical. Then when you choose a technique, this technique should not affect the physical or chemical properties of the mixture. For example, when you choose some techniques, when you are separating these two, it should not undergo reaction. That is, it should not undergo any chemical reaction and it should form new substances. It should not happen. Just you have to separate the two components. So that you have to keep it in mind. But then one more thing, when you consider a mixture with 3 or 4 substances or 5 substances, you cannot separate all this using single method, right? So you have to go for many methods. For example, you have a bowl, water. Unfortunately, you have put sand in that. You have added sugar, then some iron fillings. So you have to separate now 4 things from this mixture. Water you have to separate, sugar you have to separate, and sand you have to separate, and the iron fillings you have to separate. So one by one you have to do. Then first you use magnetic separation. What you can do now? This iron fillings can be removed. So first you have removed the iron fillings. Now you have salt, water and sand. Now the salt will be mixed with the water and it is mixed. You cannot separate simply. So now you can go for filtration you can do, right? By filtering you can get the sand and this solution separately. Then the third thing, using this evaporation, you can separate this water from the dissolved salt. So, when you consider 2 or more substances in the same mixture, you have to follow one by one you have to do. First you have to go for one method, then next like this you have to do and separate the mixtures. By this we are ending this unit. We have started with elements, then compounds, mixtures, the types of mixtures and the need for separation techniques. Then some of the separation techniques like hand picking, winnowing, filtration, today's evaporation, crystallization, magnetic separation, sublimation, all these are separation techniques. And finally we have learned how to prefer a method depending upon this, the physical properties you can consider when you choose a method, then economical, the cost you can consider, then it should not vary the physical or chemical properties. All this you have to consider and you have to choose which method you are going to apply for separation. You all understood about this? We have completed just 2 units. In the next class, we can start with the next units. Anybody know what is our next unit? Our next unit is matter. What's the matter? Have you heard this word? What's the matter? Are you thinking that we are matters? This chalk piece is a matter? This board is a matter? Chair is a matter? Among all this, what is the matter? That we can see in the next class. Get ready for the next class. Go through your book. Read your book from starting to end so that you can clearly understand. You will not forget the things. Thank you. Have a nice day.